Morning. Today we're out here in the Solano block of Carriere Family Farms, and we're going to look back a little bit about the July shipment report.
And I think one thing we have noticed looking at all of the shipment reports is how unique they are. So, you know, it's hard to take July's year-to-date numbers and kind of use those as counsel about how this crop really is shipping out.
Yeah, like Amy mentioned, we're looking at historical numbers normally, where we can compare last year to the previous year, but this year with the change in uncertainty and demand, it's really hard to even understand what the numbers mean looking at the year-to-date versus last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw this huge interest in the in-shell market this year, with that being up phenomenally, but is it true interest for that month? Because traditionally that's not a heavy buying month, but you know, like Josh mentioned, with shipments being delayed, it's changed a lot of how our customers are purchasing walnuts.
I think that question has really turned the industry as far as shipments go, and what to expect of what's coming and what to plan for, really.
Yeah, and I think one encouraging thing, you know, we saw turkey come back for July shipments, and we've been fortunate. We have wonderful colleagues in Turkey, thank you very much, that have been communicating to us like how the buying's changing, what the economies look like, and where those considerations are happening, so we can, you know, be a participant in that with them.
And fortunately, we are seeing shipments be a little bit easier to get at the moment. There's a lot less stuff coming into the country, but that will probably change, and we'll see a lot of upticks in exports here in the next month or so with ag products coming into harvest. There's
been so much creative collaboration, and I think we're all really being proactive now, working on making sure our shipments can get out, and how do we get them out. And I guess we'll take this opportunity to have Jared talk to you a little bit about what the crop's looking like so far year to date.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the farm. Today I'm going to be showing you the different representation of where we're at as far as stages of maturity in different varieties of walnuts that we'll be seeing this year. Solanos are now one of our earlier harvested nuts. This block is probably going to get hit with ethereal here in the next, I'd say, couple weeks or so. Our ethereal sprays are just a ripening agent to speed along harvest for us. And it also allows us to kind of time our harvest out, so we're not seeing any gaps in between one or another variety. As you can see with the Solano, we're really starting to see the packing tissue turn on us. We like to spray ethereal anywhere between 60 to 80% packing tissue brown, which then allows the outside hole of the nut to open up. For the Howards, you can see, are not quite as far along as what we saw with the Solano. However, we are starting to see some movement in its packing tissue as well. Into the Hartleys. Hartleys are a little bit behind the Howards and quite a bit behind the Solanos, but as you can see, we have some movement in the packing tissue as well. And lastly, we have our primarily planted variety in California, which is our Chandler. Chandler, as you can see, is still pretty much white on the interior, which means it really hasn't started transitioning to seeing the packing tissue turn brown yet. But seeing with what we've seen so far this year, I'm sure in another couple weeks we'll start to see some progression in this one as well.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time with an update on the new crop and how the harvest is looking.
Absolutely, and don't forget, please reach out with any questions. Thanks again.
Carriere Family Farms, take one.
One more time. We'll see you next time with new crop harvesting.
Nope.
Yep.
Jenny said clap.
Hey everybody, I'm Jared. Man,
Painful.